Yes. Let's break apart again. Robots till we get to the center, that's what we want. It's the magma that rose at the top of the hill that was large. Maybe robots were souls that was just like us. Maybe they walk on domes or they roll like treads, like tanks on bomb. Maybe it takes one to know, like the fool gets a note, because then a fool would have known. You can ask him, he knows more than you know. Well, then you would have known yourself, and then y'all would have got what would have had the knot that would have been a rope. Then you can throw it on a limb on the top, that would have been the bark with the dart that y'all, because then it would have been a dart that was small, so you couldn't have saw what it was from far off type stuff. And far out with talk, if y'all was formed to how I falls for song, won't you see how the fall would roll and stand really close if you want? This is when the barn doors would open, release more than what would roll, because then I would have been on the road. With this, you could play a drum roll if you want. This is a roll that you bolt, so won't you be rival to spit? Be delighted with it, because I'm delighted in it. It was lighter than you would have expect, because then you would have been extinct and the sick. On this expedition was when I would attract all of that was sweet instead. A sound that you would keep, because y'all was the key and I was a lock on the rusticated fence. This is to cause no offense, but to cause an uproar when I spit, because then it would have been an opera to start, and I want my roses, bitch. I want them tossed before I start. I want applause, a touch from pause, because then you would have been like pause and never come off it, dog. Y'all would never press play again. If I would have said and meant that shit, because it could have been the rub that lived, because it was little mother hubba stuff, because y'all motherfuckers and y'all be gone, because it would have been a shot from a carnage type stuff, because would you blame Canada? Not at all. Canaries that walk instead of the flock, instead of the lift that they got, like they was in a tarmac. Nah, you could have scrubbed that with a mop. You could have saw that it was a one. It was at the wrist, I hope, because then I would have arrested y'all. Put it in the cuffs, it love. This is something dark and warm and dismal state when I start to spit and play, because then it would have been another missile I shot inside your brain. Another one that breaks would toss its arms up like I give up type stuff, because that was the ideas I stuck a lot. Stuck until the door. I say this and told down the door, because then the dog would have got up from his sleepy state and stretched like he ought. Stretched like this was something I pressed against the wall, so it was oil put stuff, not to drip or be messed with at all. Auxiliary stuff, a bunch of flow. I just stuff into your stockings if I want, like I'm Santa Claus. I didn't realize it was so cold. I didn't realize bars would have got you stuck, because then it would have been some Barnaby Bailey's bacon. I'm in the circus tent that I read. With some corrections needed, dog. Corrections were off. It's auto-correct with the red line on the bar that I just drawn. Draw from the state that I would have been, because then he would have been all in all, or been like, what the fuck going on? With this fog that would lift and change to a mist. Have I changed you yet? Have I put you in the chains quite yet? They make the metallic sounds, I think, because then you could thank the tank, because then I would have wore a tank instead and cut the sleeves I had previously, bitch. Just to mention, another one of those and mention the bows inside my flows was the nuts and bolts I needed on the neck of Frankenstein the most. It was flawed when I said, so once you flaw, be gone, because you're caught in web of another insect with 8 instead of 6. This is so I need to speed to dinosaur immediately because then I would have been repeatedly beating another one that was already gone. Another course be drawn all over the mud. That's when the wit connect with the dirt like a batter for a card. Boom. Flows bullshit, bro, because I got the bull poke vest at home. Like I'm covering my bow. Like that's what they want to shoot up the most. That's where the safe been at a wall. So won't you just abandon that though? Like they're never getting home. They're never getting the full hole of when I would've gone and shut the shows and shut the bows with cannon bows with wicks of gold because then I would have done this with a stencil dough, just to the extent I would have whisked a little bit more, like another inch. Another yardstick that I bought, bitch, when I starved it. The yard still going on because it was like awesome. It was like me diving into a pond if I bought it. It was something I bought like a farm of yours, and I kicked the bucket when I'm done signing the bottom. Boom. Bottoms up with a bunch of chugs that drink be gone because it would have been another Changaling in Park. Like I just store a lot of those coin op stuff because I always like to top the last that I said. Like those are a bunch of chop for the solid that's green plate you have. Have I plated this yet? A bunch of this glittery stuff that's meant for haunt because then I could haunt the house you got. This is when the attic would have crept in, just for a second, just to have listened to something I said would have been the cherry on top of anything that you got that resembled the Zop with the desk on the front because the decimals switch anytime that the decimals walk. Anytime that the decimals hear my song going on, it would have been like a saw with the dust that would have got thrown. The sawdust I meant is when the bark would have broke apart. The bark of the covenant, that's what I'm talking about. The wars that says the wars were right. That's fucking right. Boom! TWA. Get him, dog. I'll get him. Get him then. I'll get him then.